Alrighty-o. We're now done with the
Hello.
break. How you guys doing?
Oh, are we ready? We
We're
live?
doing this. Yeah, we're live. It looks like we're
I
back
think
on.
we're live.
All right, awesome.
Yay, we did it. All right, we're back. Time.
So, really quickly, sorry to cut you off. We're actually going to talk about the final bracket results here. Any surprises from you guys?
My team didn't make it.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame.
Likewise, dude. Likewise.
All right. But no, not really, honestly. I think on both sides, they were obviously one of the strongest teams that were going to be in the finals. I mean, I don't know if anyone really talked about favorites coming into these and like who was going to make it to the top or anything like that. But I don't think I'm necessarily surprised. I mean, definitely on our side of the bracket, once we saw the lineups, honestly, like not to be so defeated, but we're like, yeah, those guys are going to beat us in the semifinals. That's fine. They're going to make it to the finals, and that's perfectly fine. I didn't pay too much attention to the other side of the bracket because I was on the other side. But I mean, other than that, like I said, I myself am not super surprised at this result at this point.
Indeed, yeah. I would say likewise for me. Of course, like we had some challenging matches, of course, but like we almost pulled through Mean Machine. But it is very surprising. I think that it's every single game is a 2-0. Like I said, even in the semifinals, which is, I don't know, that's a shock to me because I thought some people would actually put up a little bit more of a fight and take some games, but I think that really comes down to experience as teams and these like Mean Machine and then Tinder Fingers fan club and then Serious Decisions. They just kind of wiped the floor and just had a lot of landslide kind of matches. So definitely not a big surprise overall, but the fact that it's all 2-0 is kind of shocking. I don't know. What do you think, Uber?
I mean, it depends really on like the tournament. A lot of the time when you have tournaments that kind of have newer teams, like this is an NA only tournament, so a lot of newer NA teams wanted to play as well. So it makes sense that there's a lot of 2-0s in that respect. And it's surprising, like it's nice when you see a good bracket that's not just like a 2-0, but it's not exactly unheard of to just have the bracket be 2-0s all the way up until semifinals or grand finals. But the fact that nobody really took a match out of any of these sets is still pretty surprising in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you guys want to just jump right into the drafts, I'm fine with that.
All right, that
Sure.
sounds good. Would
Awesome.
you like me to start us off?
Yeah, go for it.
Alrighty, so for the first draft of the grand finals here, we have got Team 1 being Tinder Fingers Fan Club and Team 2 being Serious Decisions. And they are very serious. They made it to grand finals and everything. But for Team 1, the Team 1 bands are going to be Ted and Genji on a Ribbit. So two very, very potent knots on Ribbit there. Genji is just useful all around. Even with nerfs, he's still definitely a viable competitive character. And Ted is just a powerhouse on Ribbit, and in general, depending on the map, he's definitely passable on Aguilon as well. And he's just that being able to just throw airstrikes down the mid area, down the chimney, is very, very powerful. You pretty much can deny the entire mid, bottom, and top lane as Ted, no matter if you're on top or bottom lane. Like it doesn't matter. And for the bans for Team 2, Serious Decisions, we've got the Vinny and Penny band. So two very, very good sort of nuker damage dealer characters. Penny's got a little bit more overall damage, I'd say, being able to chase with pounce and having good auto attack options, while Vinny's got that higher immediate burst for cheap. So very cost effective, but he starts to fall off later on, but he does have some other very strong upgrades to keep him in the game. And, well, that's about it for the bans. I think Team 1 had the slightly better bans, and I mean, like, banning Genji and Ted on Ribbit is just really important. They're very, very good characters. You don't necessarily have to ban Ted or Derpal or characters that are good on that map, but they are definitely a threat. But going into the picks, for Team 1, we've got Froggy, Derpal, and Leon. So that's you've got Leon that can pull into the snare trap, and then you've got two nukers just able to demolish anyone who gets caught in them. So they're going to have very good control of that mid, but they may have some trouble against Team 2's comp, which has a ton of poke and harasses. You've got Raylan, Coco, and Scree. So Coco's just going to be able to throw lightning balls wherever they want. Raylan's going to have the Time Rift in order to catch out Derpal and to also have the snipe for a bit of extra poke and range, and her auto tech is fantastic for pushing and poking. And Scree is great at area denial, and having that stationary saw blade can do a ton of damage to Derpal, as well as having the totem to help back out of team fights or to trap people. So I feel like Team 1 has the more like heavy initiation, like we pull you and you're dead, but Team 2 has so many ways to poke and prevent that that I'm not sure who exactly's favor this goes in. I feel like Durple and Ribbit is just really, really strong, but I know Scree has definitely become a better pick in competitive. But I've been rambling on. What do you guys think?
No, I think I mostly agree with what you're saying. I think this is a pretty solid draft overall on both sides. Ted is definitely a smart man on this map, as well as Vinny overall. Vinny is always kind of that thing where in competitive, if he is able to set up, or rather, if there is a situation where things are set up for him, he can almost easily and like pretty decisively kind of finish that off. Like whether it be like a tether or a snare or like a black hole or something like that. It's pretty simple for him to actually be effective in a lot of situations. And when it comes to the actual picks themselves, it is going to be kind of a difference in like, I think different objectives are going to be used for both teams. I would say, like, definitely on the red side, on Tinder Fingers fan club, it is going to be a lot of that like immediate kind of like burst kind of thing, where it might be maybe tonguing into traps, hopefully anyway, and then from there kind of capitalizing on that, or a silence tongue, or like starting in with a stun and things like that, and then getting quick in and out damage, hopefully, and then they just kind of like maybe pull off from there. While on the blue side, serious decisions, it is going to be, like you mentioned, a ton of harass. I feel like a lot of range coming out. There really isn't a whole lot of range options on the other side, but between like, you know, Coco Ball, Ray Snipe, Ray Rift, and then Scree's auto attack, there's going to be like a lot of harassment, a lot of area denials as well, which, you know, especially with Durple on this map, Durple wants to be in mid and control in that kind of area, but it's actually going to be made pretty difficult, I feel, by the other team. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out in the actual game.
It's like super pokey, in other words,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
from the
Thanks for your
screens,
thank
like
you
a
for the
huge-
amazing insight. It's a very
Oh yeah,
pokey team.
super pokey, pretty much.
Yeah.
Anyways, you guys want to get into the game?
Yeah, sure, let's go do this.
Yeah, I don't think I have any last minute. So, yeah, I'm at the 25-second mark. I suppose we're just waiting on a countdown from whoever's going to give it at the 25-second mark, and then we can get started. So,
Yep,
All
might as
right.
well.
Well, without further ado, we'll have the countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grand finals kicking off right here. All right, take it away, guys.
all right,
sweet.
all right. I'll introduce the teams first. So,
Sure.
we've got Tinder Fingers Fan Club, and we've got Leader, Lots, and Amber playing on that Tinder Fingers Fan Club. And then on Team 2, we've got Serious Decisions being played by Zuji as your Scree, Jake as your Coco, and 9volt as your Raylan. So, in the mid now, we've got the first potential team fight happening here. And Fan Club going to get the pull into, well, basically nothing. Maybe trying to go for the cheeky pull into that trap. Jake is going to get caught in the trap, going to take a ton of damage from the nuke and the tornado, and going to go down immediately. And that's going to be a quick and easy first blood for Amber. So, well played by them already getting the first frag.
No, absolutely. I do want to just point out a couple of first items here, because I do like pointing those kinds of things out. On Frog is going to actually be getting that the clock necklace, which actually is a heal over time. Kind of interesting pick in my opinion, getting its one so early, and also on Rivet, where there's usually a ton of health options. On Leon coming out with a tongue stretcher was going to give him extra range in his tongue pull. Pretty smart in my opinion. I see a lot of silence coming out early on Leon. And then the only other interesting pick, really, I think, is actually a height on Ray's Rift. I myself personally am not a huge fan of that upgrade, but it is really effective if you want to actually do a lot of air denial, especially. Like I said, on this map, control of mid is going to be really key on both sides. I do expect red to be getting it more often than blue, but being able to deny that kind of area is something that I expect from the blue side a lot as well. But with that, there's going to be just a lot of like poking around right now. There was that one kill that was on the Coco earlier, and other than that, it's been relatively relaxed so far. Just mostly clearing droids, kind of switching out, controlling mid for now, and then maybe hopefully we'll see a little bit of action here on out.
Yeah, I feel like Rift Height is actually not a bad pickup. Maybe not as your first upgrade that you pick up in the game, but as a pickup in general, especially against Durple, it's going to be very good, because even if Durple is up top at the top of mid, if you place a timer below him, he's not going to be able to just drop through it like he normally can, because it's so tall. So he's going to be stuck in that for a lot longer. So it's a great counter to Durple. And here we have Amber having the teleport back, Lots being low health, and Leader by his lonesome on the top lane. So Red team down a man for the short time, and red team gonna lose control of that mid because of it. Leader regrouping with Amber. Amber gonna eat a Cocoa Ball to the face, and Zuchi does. Well, all the blue team is just hanging on the bottom lane. It's very relaxed so far. No big initiations yet. They're waiting for the pull into that snare trap, or they're waiting for a good time rift or a good totem. Anything like that for either team to go in on and get an easy frag. Because the blue team has fantastic poke, so they can keep doing damage, but the red team pretty much has Durple as just that wall to just stay there. Like, they don't need to move even if they start taking, like, minute damage. They can just grab creeps and they can just stay there because they've got 2,000 health just in the mid. There's a nuke coming out. Not going to hit anyone, though. We got Suchi getting hit by the dash as well as 9-volt time rift is going to come out and once again back into a neutral state. So nothing really too crazy yet.
Yeah, no, yeah. Leon even sticking out a little bit of low health, trying to maybe get a pull into that snare trap. But other than that, like you said, kind of like not a whole lot happening. There's like pokes here and there, but mostly people are just kind of regaining health. And right now it's just kind of like maybe seeing who messes up first. I think is kind of what they're going for right now. Seeing who takes the jump pad at the wrong odd time. And one of the things that I do want to point out there is that I do actually like Scree on this map, very much for the reason there was a snare there, but it was a little too far to actually capitalize on that effectively. So nothing came of it, unfortunately. But just because, ooh, there's going to be a team fight going on right there. No, not quite. Frog did get down and Leo just got away just barely. There was a nice angle down sniper actually from Frog in that case. And there you go with the height rift being able to deny Durple a good area right there in order to defend. So they did get a little bit of chunk off at top. Not as much as you might expect just because defense is pretty high even with just a Durple around. But yeah, things are going back to how they used to be. Red team is a little bit more on edge because that is a kill down on them, and Durple's going to be going back for some upgrades in that case. But yeah, what do you think? Go on.
Oh, I was just going to say, we're going to see the clocks pick up on Froggy as well as the healing, so he's going to have a good chunk of sustain. I think he's going for more harassment because they have, like, the guaranteed kill as long as they have NATO and nuke for when someone gets snared. If they can just get Leon to pull them into the snare, or just get, like, a snare in, like, a favorable position. There's the dash, can hit all three members of the blue team, and we're going to be taking about half their health and damage, going to have to back off. There's a time rift getting control of the mid once again. There's the pull onto 9-volt, but none of his team is there in order to back him up. But, yeah, it was just about the builds. Like, Froggy's going for a lot more harassment, a little bit of sustain by getting clocks and cooldown, so he's going to be able to get a, like, 200 health every 4 seconds and just be able to dash around and do whatever he wants exactly. So he's just there to, like, be another, like, thing the blue team has to deal with while Durple and Leon go for, like, the combos and go for, like, actually securing the kill on the push.
Right. One of the things that I kind of wanted to mention, kind of like before that, there's a team fight that's going to be going on. Durple almost going to be taken out.
Might be in trouble. There's a nice dash.
Meteor right there might be in trouble, actually. That was a nice totem placement that actually denied him going down there. And that is actually going to be him going down in that situation. Durple right there kind of like burning noob maybe for something, maybe trying to get the creep or something else. But yeah, there's going to be some team fights right there that is not in favor of the red team right there. Just going to be pushing that top. Leon, not one of the best defenders, but since he can stay a little bit behind turret, he's going to be able to at least defend a little bit. It's only going to be 3 bars on that top turret, actually. So, almost gone in the situation. And things are going to be back. Just a little bit more push on top. And yeah, that's going to be it for now. Coco going back. But one of the things that I wanted to mention is that I think that kind of frog build is going for a lot of sustain and a lot of escapability. So in my opinion, I would actually really like to see Frog being out and about more often than not. Because I mean, right now I see him, I feel playing a little bit conservatively, being mostly on his side and kind of using those dashes as, some kind of harass, but, just... one of the things, especially in this game, and especially when it gets competitive, that I feel is that just even existing in an area can do a lot towards your map control. Because, Froggy's not known for his area control. He doesn't have any kind of AoE or like any sustained damage kind of things. Ooh, that is going to be a nice initiative.
9-volt's going to go down.
Yeah,
the cat shot too, no less. Wow.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good right there. Froggy with a risky dash in there and then followed up with a NATO while eating turret damage, but was able to get out and actually securing the kill with that as well. But yeah, just to make my point short, I would just like to see Frog to be a lot more, like, especially in the creep area on the blue side, just because he has a lot of escapability, and then that gives him a lot more options in terms of going to bottom or top lane, or, like I said, if someone starts to harass him, you can just basically leave if he wants to. and it also offers some kind of map control for the red team, which, you know, in a game like this, especially on Ribbit, map control is a lot that goes into it, and I would think. Yeah, that's going to be that, and I do want to say that on Raylan, they are going to be building into auto attack. I think that's kind of like sort of the recent meta, especially when it comes to competitive, that Raylan's auto attack is very, very strong. He did pick up, what is that called? Lucky Cat Air Freshener, which is going to be damage towards Knots directly. It doesn't apply to structures or droids. But he also got on top of the HC bomb hole, so that damage benefit to Knots is going to be amplified.
In trouble. He's going to take a Pokeball to the face there after getting chased by Raylan, and now we got Leader having to fall back. Lots with very low health. Well, certainly not lots of health. Defend the stop tower, but nothing happening there, and he's going to eat a snipe, actually. Zuji might go for the kill, but he's not going to be able to pick it up. Leader is going to go down, though, while I'm talking about something different. Whoops. And that's going to be 2 down for the red team. Well, 1 down now, as Derple's going to come back, but with Lots having very, very little health and being, well, just rather poor at defending. Here comes Amber, though, with the nuke. Going to eat a Pokeball, though, going to be half health, but is going to dissuade the blue team, because nukes aren't healthy.
No, they're definitely not. But yeah, they are a little bit sagged right now. You know, kind of on their heels a little bit, the red team, I would say. But you know, things are still relatively even. Looking at the solar count, things are about even, honestly. Like, the biggest difference I see is like maybe about 90 solar, like, between both teams. Ooh, that was a nice tongue right there, I'll say. Leader is going to be caught off on the wrong side of the map. Maybe with his cooldown dash, he is going to be getting out right there, actually. And then
the sustain from Fawx just saved him so hard, but Leon did end up getting that nice kill onto 9-volt as well. The pull just from downtown, just before he gets to safety, as Leader's going to pick up the solo boss kill here. And, you know, Derple might try to gain the area control back, but Amber is a very, very little health, so they're going to have to teleport back in order to get all their health back. Maybe buy stuff. Leader being cheeky, teleporting as they're jumping up, but they're just going to dash out anyways, dealing about 300 damage to Suchi. And I mean, like, that's the thing. 300 damage every, like, 5 seconds, like 5.5 seconds. I don't know the exact timing, but it's just so annoying to deal with because it gives you iframes too. You're such a squishy character, and if you like block him off with anything like a totem or any kind of slow or snare, then he's just done for. But the blue team doesn't really have anything like that. Like, yeah, they have Blaze, yeah, they do have a totem, but is it really worth it to just stop a frog from escaping when they can probably just jump over it anyways?
Right.
It's so hard to deal with. He's so slippery.
Yeah, absolutely. And overall, I mean, this has been a really, really even match. I mean, there has been a couple kills here and there. Like, I think there was a double kill in at some point. Ooh, that was almost, that was a very risky tongue. He went for the tongue on 9-volt the raid right there, but he was in a rift, so he actually got killed before his animation resolved and got the tongue off on him, actually. So that was a little bit unfortunate right there. But in this case, the blue team is going to be still defending, even if they did just get a kill. Just because Red does still have a little bit of that area control in the situation. And there you go, Frog just going to be in there, just looking for a little bit of harass. Both of them going to be eating the same Pokeball. It looks like Frog's going to be going back, and things are going to be like just chill, just a little bit chill for now. And so as far as upgrades, we'll see what's going on over here. So Leon did get Walking Dummy, so that could be something that could be going for their push, as well as Derple picking up both size and speed nuke. So we're not going to be seeing any kind of like snare duration or silence even on that snare trap, which is kind of interesting to me, just because a lot of the times that's what I see a lot of Derples pick up is both, if not one of, the snare duration or the silence on grid traps. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an aggressive use of nuke, I would say, which Amber has been doing that, you know, very liberal use of nuke and kind of using that for poke damage or just kind of like extended area denial, especially when kind of aiming it at their turrets. Other than that, a little bit of rift damage coming out on Ray, hopefully like to maybe to counter some Derple or to hold off the aims a little bit longer. But yeah, that's going to be kind of it for builds right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, nuke when fully upgraded, if you don't opt into snare trap, which a lot of Derples don't do, a snare trap is very, very nice if enemies actually get caught in it, but max damage nuke is, or max upgrade nuke is just scary. It's terrifying. Like, you've just got a massive, fast-moving just ball of death that does 1,000 damage, that covers half your screen, and it moves faster than you. It is a very, very scary ability when it's fully upgraded, though most people tend to go for the, something like the silence trap or like snare duration or both even, and then just getting nuke damage. But having all of those offensive upgrades is going to be quite potent against all these semi-squishy characters. like especially if they can get some push going and just throw a nuke at the turret. Look at the size of the thing, and it's just going to do 900 damage immediately to 9-Volt, and that's half their health gone. Amber's going to eat a Coco Ball though, and is going to have to go back with about 400 health there. And we got Lutz and Leader both on the top lane, but Scream might try to get some push bottom here. Lutz is ready to initiate if he needs to. There's the totem, there's the pull, and Jake is going to take a little bit of damage here. Leader doesn't have the dash or tornado in order to do any more damage to Coco. Doesn't want to risk it too hard, I suppose. And, ooh, here's Amber going in with the nuke, going to do a ton of damage to 9-Volt. 9-Volt is almost dead, but he's going to get away. And Amber as well, actually not going to get punished. But no, Leader going to pick up a kill on Zuji with the tornado.
Yeah, Zuji unfortunately was kind of left out alone and kind of faced them 1v2, and they had their skills up. Unfortunately, that was kind of it. And with that, they're just going to take down top turret. You know, even with 1 kill down, they'll be able to take that turret. And Amber right there, going to be looking right there to see if she can get anything, but not anything right there, unfortunately. The only other kind of upgrade that's worth mentioning right there at this point, I think, is that Amber did get slow bullets. I forgot the actual, it's like something syrup. Sweet syrup bullets is the actual name of the item. And basically what that means is slow bullets. So she does have the opportunity to, if they are within range, slow down the mobility of the knots too. These are some pretty mobile knots. I mean, I think Ray still has the highest run speed of anyone in the game when she's out of combat and has boots. But beyond that, Coco has like silver coating, and Screed does have a lot of mobility because he has a very, very high jump. It's a single jump, and he can hover and things like that. But you know, vertical movement is definitely one of his strong suits, I would say. So it's going to be something that I think is going to be interesting with that.
Yeah, slow is very, very good against agile Keck, just because not only is it like horizontal slow, it also slows your vertical movement. So enough slow, like back in the days when you could get 60% slow bull and things like that, you know, you could stop people from even jumping up the platforms, just like even small little jumps, like well, the ones at the mid or ones that Leader just drop down. You can't even jump up that when you're 60% slowed, and it lasts for 3 seconds. It's absolutely terrifying. But Zuji actually going to be chasing Lots here. Lots might go down, but there's the tornado. 1 dash might be able to kill him. There's a health back there, though. Zuji is going to get the health back. He's going to turn it around.
Oh my god.
He's going to kill them both. And they're out of there. Amber's now going to take a ton of damage from the Solar Boss as well. And 9-Volt going to be cheeky and maybe try and go steal the Solar Boss, but nothing doing. And Amber's going to have to fall back as she is very, very hurt, as well as Lots, both eating a Coco Ball and a Snipe respectively, I believe. And the Time Rift as well. So now the blue team is going to get some free push on the bottom tower with 1 bar left. It is not going to survive. Down it goes. Amber's back, but just a bit too late. And now we've got even turrets. Well, it's not exactly symmetrical, but, you know, you've got 1 turret down, or excuse me, you've got 2 turrets down for the blue team and 1 for the red team. So blue team has a bit of a push advantage here, but with the red team having a ton of area control, it's going to be hard for them to push. And
that was good. That was a good totem right there. I don't know if he's caught that.
No, I didn't, unfortunately.
No, it's not worth mentioning, but it was very interesting to say. But yeah, let's gonna be going in. Leon's gonna be going down right there. Unfortunately, just a couple of combos right there. But right now, I think blue is definitely in an advantageous position. I mean, they definitely have the push right now. Big bottom gonna be doing a little bit of damage to the bottom turret for sure. And Froggy gonna be left alone to defend that. Actually, Amber's gonna be on top, maybe looking to get a kill on Sphere right here. Sphere's keeping her pretty busy though, and not really letting her transition bottom. That's going to be her going down, actually. Ray just showed up, popped a Rift, HC bomb, and that's going to be the end of her life right there, unfortunately.
Uh-oh, we only have Lots left. He's going to take a ton of damage on the totem. He's gone. That might be it. I think the game's over. Just like that.
There might be, actually. I mean, yeah, that's a wipe right there.
You have auto attack. You have auto attack Raylan. You have a Coco, and you have every member on the red team dead for like 3 more seconds.
Yeah, so, including a big bar right there. Yeah, Frog is going to be coming in, turbo quickly soon after. But no, that looks like that's going to be it right there. Victory for the blue team.
Yeah, that was such a sudden turnaround. I was not expecting a double kill from the blue team, and then Leon getting caught out like that while already being poor at defending. There's not much you can do by yourself, and when Leon got caught out, that was pretty much it. And that was a very, very fast win. I was actually like thinking of saying earlier, like, you know, because of all the area control and, you know, like defense that both teams have, this could end up being a longer match, even with the good push from Raylan and Leon potentially. But no, it's just like bottom turret just goes down and everybody gets wiped on the red team just immediately. Both the squishy assassin type characters, Froggy and Leon, just both going to go down to just too much damage. And then you know, Derpel, Derpel can't really do much against a Time Rift and against such a strong auto attack like Raylan's as well. So Raylan is just really, really good against Derpal. It was looking good for them though. Like if they can get one kill, they have so much area control and denial that they can just kind of walk up towards the turret and do like, you know, maybe 5 bars of damage if they just get one kill and then back out without too much repercussion, especially with Froggy and, you know, having the invis on Leon. But blue team was just so aggressive at the end there.
No, I definitely do agree. It was kind of like like I said, throughout the whole match, it was pretty even. You know, kills were actually, I think, at one point they were like 5-5 or something like that. Which throughout the tournament, I don't know if we've really seen something quite as even as that. But even in terms of like turret damage, they were pretty equal. And then like just overall like play styles, they were like pretty sort of cautious and then kind of going in when they can, leaving when they couldn't. But towards the end, I can't really pick out like any specific like mistake or any kind of like any scenario that happened, but you know at some point the blue team just started kind of like taking advantage of anything, every opportunity that was given to them, and just eventually frankly steamrolled at the end. That's really, they really couldn't do any answer. They couldn't transition lanes at that point, and some kind of like unfortunate pickoffs at that point just to that wipe, and you know they just kind of took it from there.
All right, guys. Well, I'm back in the casting room here, and we're actually going to get out in the break, give you guys a couple minutes to go grab some water, hit the bathroom really quick, and stay tuned for the second match, guys. The last match, potentially, of the grand finals. So exciting stuff. All right, leading into the break.